So Team Canada is going for their first Olympic basketball appearance for the men's team anyways since the year 2000. This is huge. I personally think that they have a massive chance of even making a top 4 appearance in the Olympics, and this is why today I'm going to really break down their pluses and also their minuses. So let's check out Team Canada. So the one thing that Team Canada does extremely well is know how to play against a zone. As we can see here, they are playing up against a 2-3 zone against China. This is a massive 2-3 zone because, of course, China has a 7'1" player in the middle. Some ways that you can beat a 2-3 zone is, of course, getting that ball to the high post, doing some quick high to low post passing, or jacking up and making 3-point shots. And that's what we're seeing with Canada in this game. Now, getting that ball into the high post, you can really collapse the defense. Now here we can have a nice shot, and of course we get the offensive rebound. Now that should have been a make, however, you're going over top of a 7-footer. Now, something that a lot of teams are not going to be scouting against is, of course, the big men of Canada. And we have a few. We have Andrew Nicholson, we have a few others as well, and of course here we have Dwight Powell, who of course is not a 7-foot center, neither is Nicholson. However, they are athletic centers who can get around, and of course here he gets blocked, but they can still get those rebounds, and they can still get around taller, slower 7-footers. Now the thing with Team Canada is we have a lot of pretty good 3-point shooters there. There's a lot of 35+% 3-point shooters. Here we have a 38% Wiggins. However, the thing that I really want to say is once Canada gets going from beyond the arc, they're going to continue that onslaught throughout the rest of the game. Now, the downfall to Team Canada is because of their height, they're actually quite weak against the screen and roll, especially if you're setting up a screen and roll with a 7-footer. However, by getting that ball into the paint, you can collect a lot of defenders, kick that ball out for 3-point shots, and then our faster centers can still attack the rim past the slower 7-footers of the other team. I haven't mentioned this, but our defense is probably going to be one of the top defense that we see when it comes to, of course, the international game. We have Nicholson, who is a certified basket, essentially. We have Dort, who is a very, very good defender, probably one of the top in the league. We also have Wiggins, who is a great two-way player who can shoot threes. We have a very solid defensive team. We also have Aaron Dornekamp, who is not in this clip. Again, here we see Dort going over top of that screen by the 7-footer. We have Nicholson, who is a very good defender who can sit in the middle of the key and take up a lot of space. And of course, when you play against a team like China and you start having those switches, if you can get in front of that guard who is trying to orchestrate that screen and roll, and you can get in front of him while still giving him space and still covering the rolling player like we see here with Nicholson, we actually see a very certified, very good screen and roll defensive team. But you really do need Nicholson in the middle if you're playing against a team that's going to be running a lot of those screen and rolls. Let's also remember that Dort is a very good passer as well, and we do have some players who can sky up for dunks. Now, our size will hurt us here, so of course we have Dort, who can really contest a lot of shots and layups, but because of our height, the other teams are going to have a field day if we cannot box them out and get them out of the key. Now, right here, Nicholson is too afraid to box out this man because he wants to really contest this layup, but he doesn't have to. And of course, this is going to come with time. We have Dort, who is a very good on-ball defender, and you don't necessarily have to help out when a player is driving towards the rim. And of course, Nicholson's going to learn that eventually, most likely, where instead of going to potentially play help defense, he could just box out this 7-footer, get him out of the key, and then of course, when this layup does miss, you'll be able to grab those defensive rebounds. But without him, or really anyone, Dwight Powell included, boxing out while Dort's on the floor, then at that point, we're going to continue to see these offensive rebounds. But if he can actually get that 7-footer out of the key, it's going to be an easy rebound. I would also assume that Wiggins is going to hit at least 2 to 3 of these threes a game. This is a very simple play. We're again running a 5-out or a 4-out depending on the possession. Quick drop back pass in transition. You can really set up a lot of threes for Wiggins. That's his shot. He likes to step into his shot anyways. I've made a video about this, and he is just a very good step-in three-point shooter. Let's also not forget that Dort is also a very good three-point shooter as well. And for anyone from another country, I should also explain that Canada is a very three-happy team forever. This is also not the NBA. We're playing against teams that are used to being physical, and they're going to be physical with us. If we have plays like this where a player is driving towards the rim and you just slightly slap their wrist, they're going to still finish that layup. They're used to playing 90s style basketball. This is how international basketball is. And because of this, Andrew Wiggins, instead of just doing a light tap against the ball that would usually get a player to really flail his arms in the NBA saying, I got fouled, I got killed. They're not going to usually call small stuff like that, so the player is going to still continue to finish. Now, they did call that foul here. However, what you need to do in international basketball is really hack that ball, take that guy's arms off so that he doesn't have the ability to finish. Now, what we see here with Cory Joseph is the ability to play really strong. He misses that shot. He gets that offensive rebound. He then continues through, tries to get that pass through. He's tenacious, trying to get that ball to Powell. He finally gets it there, and of course, Powell finishes with that layup. You have to be tenacious when you're playing international basketball. So here we have a skip pass across. This is setting up to be a 5-out offense. We then have Wiggins, it looks to be Wiggins, cutting down, or it could be RJ Barrett cutting down. Looks like RJ Barrett. He cuts down. We then have that 2-3 zone defense collapse on RJ, which then allows the point to be open for an open three-point shot, and we're going to hit those. If teams don't want to protect the three-point line, we're going to make them pay. Now, a very simple play that you can actually set up against the 2-3 zone is this one. So, of course, we do hit the three-point shot here, but what we have is I really like this play. So we're starting with, of course, a low post player. We have a pass down towards the corner. From here, we have players that are crossing along the baseline, and then we have a pass back out to Cory Joseph, the player who started on this swing, who was cutting down. Of course, the defense is not paying attention to him at all. This corner player is going to be setting that back screen on the bottom man of the 2-3 zone, and we can see the 2-3 zone set up right here, and he's going to set a back screen on this wing defender, or the corner defender. Wiggins is going to pop out. He's going to jack that 3 because he's going to be wide open because of that pin screen on that wing defender on the 2-3, where Wiggins is going to have open shots. And if teams are going to continue to run 2-3 zones against us, I'm really going to be happy seeing Wiggins taking those corner shots. RJ Barrett's going to be another one, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to be another one as well. But those corner threes will be open for us. High to low post passes will be open. We have a coach named Nick Nurse, who has seen literally everything. The guy's coached everywhere around the world. He was the assistant coach for, I think it was Britain, and now he's the head coach for Canada. The dude's seen everything. He knows how to beat any kind of defense thrown at him, and he's going to be throwing probably at least a box and one once at the Olympic level. So at this point, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Canada is going to make the Olympics. I hope they should. And, of course, I hope that this breakdown, of course, doesn't really mess up their chances. But at the same point, if the team can't scout them out like I just did, something wrong there. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.